Well, this is Hungary, and something a little bit different this time. I'm at Paradise Lake, and I've come over to fish with Attila Pink, who's organised everything. I flew in from Luton into Debrecen Airport, and it's about a 40-minute drive from there to here. And Attila has organised most of the gear. I brought some bits and pieces with me. Attila's, like I say, organised much of the gear for me. But I'm not fishing in a bivvy. There's cabins around the lake. There's 15 swims on here in all, and each one has got a cabin that can sleep up to 4 people inside. And so, yeah, it's a little bit of luxury. Fishing out of the cabin, there's all power points and a fridge and everything in there, so that's going to be very nice. The lake is about 40 acres, something like that. A line of islands down the middle, so it separates the various sections up a little bit, which is good. Don't know too much. I know there's quite a few fish in here. They go up to sort of 50, maybe 60 plus, I think is the record, 63 pounds, something like that. So, but there's lots of fish, 20, 30, 40 pound range. So I'm expecting to get action. I don't know quite how it's going to work out, but by the sounds of it, you know, I can expect to catch a few, hopefully. Just hopefully get one or two of the better fish as well. 40 pounders anyway, 50 would be a dream, obviously. But might be expecting a bit too much. But it's a lovely place, and I'm looking forward to fishing it. Well, I've got the rods out already, as you can see. I've just started, and it looks really nice. I've seen fish jumping. There's quite a few fish been jumping out there various places, and in front of me, which is good. So yeah, all in all, it's looking good. It feels nice to be here, and yeah, hopefully I'm going to catch one or two to show you in the next few days. But yeah, well, that's the plan anyway. Catch a few fish and well, have a nice time. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it. So we'll see how it goes anyway. Well, this is my longest rod, what I'm just about to do here. I've got 2 at range. This is about the longest one, just coming up to this island margin. I've got another one in open water. Now, I've had this one just a bit further off the bank, where it actually drops down into a channel. But I've seen a lot more fish jumping around the island, so there's a slope that comes off of this island and it gradually drops down. I mean, it's in meters, the sounder. Just heard a fish actually. It drops down to 1.8, yeah, 1.8, just there. So that's where I'm going to try it. Like I say, little 4G squid snowman on this one. So yeah. Well, it's still a little bit off the margin. They seem to be jumping right in close, right in tight, but we'll try that. It's a little bit close. I just feel the bottom's like, I mean, it's like concrete down there. It's really hard, the bottom. Not using loads of bait. Again, 4G. Yeah, I think it's a case that they're swimming round and round this island here. And well, when they come across it, they just stop for a little feed. That's the plan anyway. I mean, every swim's got one of these boats, which is excellent. I mean, you can use bait boats if you want, or just cast out if you want. But I do love the presentation you get when actually rowing out and dropping the bait by hand like this. I mean, I just love baiting up precisely, which is what you can do. There we go. Not much bait at all, as I say. Just a little sprinkling across, and you know, if those fish are kiting around the island, bump into that and hopefully stop for a little munch. Just tighten up the line and then head back to the swim. Right, I'm using back leads on these. I'm not a huge fan of back leads, but it makes sense to use them here because the water drops off really quick. It's 6 foot more or less straight down in front of the boards there, and it's quite a flat bottom. It goes right across that island, more or less the same depth, so just drop it down there and it drops right down. And so I'm not a huge fan of them, but it does make sense. It keeps the lines right out of the way, and I use heaviest indicator I can with a little slight drop, so if it goes up I'll get an indication, and if it goes down hopefully I'll get an indication. But yeah, well, seems to be working anyway. Well, it's been a fantastic morning. I think we've had, must be 8 fish between us now, but they're so strong, it's unbelievable. I mean, this fish really fought hard for, must be 20 minutes, and he's still angry. He was 8.8 kilos and a long, lean fighting machine, and I've been so impressed. I mean, the condition of these fish is fantastic, and the fighting qualities. And need to be a good goalkeeper with these ones. But I'm well impressed. I mean, I was just saying to Attila yesterday morning that the one thing I haven't had for a while is a nice action, you know, consistent action, where I haven't had to wait a day or 2 days for a bite, you know, to get 3 or 4 in the morning. And well, that's 6 runs this morning now, and this isn't the biggest one, but it was certainly the hardest fighting. But it's incredible. The fishing is incredible quality, and I know there's more out there, so I'm going to have to get this one back and get the rods back out, because there's more to come, I'm sure. Well, this is a little bit different. This is the particle mix that they sell on site here at Paradise Lakes, and the fish get to see a lot of this. It goes in every week, and it's what they sell. Most of the anglers buy some of this, and I've got to say, you know, I've been using a bit of this, and it certainly works. And well, it's got all sorts of stuff in it. Normal maize, I mean, there's tigers in there, little bits of hemp, not so much, but there's also these large beans, and this is like the giant maize, giant corn, various other beans. So, you know, it's basically a very large particle mix. I mean, there are other small species in here, roach and bream, a few tench. I've got to say, I haven't seen any of them really, but you know, this is obviously designed just to target the carp, and yeah, like I say, it's different to what we've seen before. I've not seen particles sort of used in this way, like a giant particle mix, but you know, it's what they use here, and it certainly works. So yeah, maybe it's something I'll look into in the future, but the carp here like it anyway. Well, there's a 6 rod limit here in each swim, but the owner I'm using 3, you know, and I'm quite happy using 3 really, but the owner come down yesterday and said, you know, put another one out somewhere. He said, you know, use 4. So I've got a little dwarf 9-foot 3-pounder here, and I thought I'd try one down the margin. Now I was looking down in the corner there and thinking about putting one in the corner. I was standing here and one's literally jumped just in the margins just out in front here, so I'm going to try an English style rig, little hinge rig there, and well, literally there, that was where the fish jumped. So I'm one handful of particle, and I'm just going to drop this in. Just there, it's quite deep, like I say, you know, the margins drop off to sort of 6 foot odd there, so 5-6 foot. Tractors just going behind in the field, but it's a nice little spot, you know. It's left alone, the path's set well back, so there's no one walking along this bit. It's nice and quiet, and fish are certainly going up and down these margins. It's like I say, I was standing here and one jumped out literally just where I've dropped the bait there, so well, we'll see how it goes. I don't know what he weighs, I haven't looked yet. Wow, let's have a look. I've got to have a look. Oh yeah, 25. Oh, unbelievable. Wow, 54.5 pounds, 25 kilo. Yes. Oh. Oh, amazing, amazing. That is brilliant. Well, it's been a fantastic morning, it really has. And I don't know how many fish that is now, I think it's 9. And I came here hoping that maybe I could get a 20 kilo fish, or an English 40, you know, like an 18 kilo, 19 kilo. Well, this one's just blown that out of the water, 25.3 kilo, which is 55.12. And it's, well, it's just amazing. One of the big ones for sure. And just from the margin, that's the amazing thing. We expected a big one, maybe to come from the middle, and come from 2 meters from the bank on a little pop-up. Wow. And there we go, look at that. What a fantastic fish. 55 pound 12 ounce Hungarian common carp, and I didn't expect to see it, but I'm so pleased this one come along, because it is absolutely fantastic. It really is. Like I say, a little pop-up, 2 meters from the bank, just a few meters from where I'm standing now. and wow, what a fantastic result. 25 kilos, it's absolutely amazing. What a lovely fish, absolutely brilliant. Well pleased with that. That's the trip made. I think there's more to come, but if this is the last fish, it'll be great. Fantastic. Well, it's funny, you know, because I brought with me my usual sort of travelling away kit and thinking, you know, Hungarian waters are going to be pretty similar to French and so forth. So, you know, I brought with me some big hard hook baits, normal 4G squid and everything. And it's turned out the most successful rig at the moment is a little hinge rigged pop-up, which is quite strange because, I mean, how it worked out, when I brought my reels out with me, I had my old rigs on from the English fishing, which I'd been up on Acton Burnell, and I'd caught a few fish on the hinge rigs up there with little pop-ups, and of course I chopped these off when I got here in favour of my other sort of bottom bait and snowman rigs. And then I thought, well, I don't know, this lake does remind me a little bit of an English style lake, if you like, so I thought, well, why not just try a little hinge rig pop-up out there. You know, sure enough, put it out and off it went. And now it's been the most successful rig. I should think I've caught, well, I've had 15 fish I think so far, and probably 10 of those have been on this little hinge rig, you know, mainly just down the margin spot. Little 4G squid pop-up, fluorocarbon boom, and you know, the chod link hook section. But there we go, you just never know, do you? You know, I mean, most of me continental fishing is done with sort of stronger gear, bigger baits, bigger, harder baits, you know, and turns out the English style fishing has come out on top at the moment with the little hinge rig pop-up. So there we go, as long as something's working, you know, it's just a matter of finding what it is, and at the moment this is it.
So, after half a day of silence, I got a monster, a real big one. This one is above 20 kilo, 21.9. Beautiful fella. Check it out, a real good one. Awesome big fish. Slippery one. There you go. Okay, look at this big belly. Very slippery. It's very difficult to. Let's go. Right. I think it's tired, I'm tired. Lovely, just 2 pieces of little tiger nut and a plastic cone. That was it. Nice. Time to put it back. Move away. Well, I'm really happy. Yes, great.
Well, it's a little bit quiet on the main lake, and we got permission to fish this little lake up here. It's up right up the top. It's about 2.5 acres. There's not many of, well, there's lots of smaller carp in here, but what there is in here is lots of kois. and I can just see a few shapes down in the water. So I'm going to crumble a few 4G squids and gonna spend an hour or two just doing a little bit of stalking up here. Just going to drop a little pop up in the edge to start with, and see how we get on. Hopefully we're going to have a few nice little colourful ones. I mean, this is literally the rod that I've been catching them all on down in the bottom lake with the same pop up on it. I must have had at least 10 carp on this same rig already without having to change the hook. So all I'm going to do, well, I don't know how deep it is. I don't think it's going to be very deep. I'm just going to lower it in the edge there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, no, it can't be much more than about a foot deep there, 18 inches I would have thought. I'm just going to sit back, loosen the clutch off, and there we go. See if we can catch one. Oh. Wow, well, that didn't take long. I don't think he's a big one, but he's a little orange one. I just had loads of them feeding down there. I'll try and keep them away, as I might keep them feeding there actually. Well, I know he's only small, but he's still giving it some. Wow, look at that. Yes, got him.
No? Okay.
Wow, how about that? He's not big, but he sure is beautiful. What a lovely fish. And I was crumbling up some 4G squid in the edge. There was one or two coming in, and gradually there was more and more, and they were actually taking the bits of boilie on the drop. And I couldn't believe that it didn't go off sooner. But sure enough, it went off, and well, look at that. What a stunning little carp. Absolutely gorgeous. Don't have to be big when they look like that. That's the saying as it goes, and it's so true. Beautiful little carp. And good fun. Okay. Well, wow, what a stunning little fish.
Look at this colorful one. What a koi. And the rain just started and the wind is blowing. Everything is going on.
There are just so many fish jumping out there now. A big southerly wind's got up, blowing down, well, this end of the lake where I am. Well, you just never know when it's going to happen. We've been up to the other lake, had a little go for the koi's up there, which was really good fun actually. Caught quite a few of those, and great little scrappers, but thought we'd come back and get the rods out as it was looking a bit stormy. And sure enough, got one out, just putting the second one out, and the first one's gone off. So, and this was on the end, 35-12.
No, that's not small.
He's a nice one. He's bigger than lovely looking fish and quite heavy too. Yeah. Well, it was a tough fight for sure, but as it was coming in, we saw a glow of sort of white and yellow, and well, there we go. That's what was on the end. What a fish, eh? That is absolutely incredible fish. My biggest koi, ghosty, whatever you want to call them. It was 18.8 kilos, so about 41.5, 41.12. We'll have to check in a minute, but you know, glorious fish, absolutely gorgeous fish. Pulled my arms off, it did. Absolutely pulled my arms off. Well, it was a bit of a hectic 10 minutes and probably a little bit longer for the fish, because I had a few bleeps earlier on one rod, and I thought, well, I'll just replace it because something's happened. Sure enough, the fish on a longer range rod had it gone around the snag, a branch out in the middle, and had doubled back and had come back virtually into my margin, which hadn't really registered. So when I went out, the line doubled back. But anyway, I've got the fish, and it's a nice 15 kilo mirror. Actually a beautiful fish. Then literally just as we got that one in, another rod went off with about 11 kilo common on the end. So it was a little bit hectic to say the least, but it all ended up well. We got both fish on the bank, and well, like I say, this was the pick of the two, a lovely 15 kilo mirror. So I haven't had many mirrors. Most of my fish here have been commons, but there we go. This is one of the better ones, a lovely dark 15 kilo mirror. Fantastic stuff. Well pleased with that. funny old take, and now I know why. It's a grass carp, a fair old size one at that, and I knew they were in here, and yeah, as usual, didn't give much of a take, and a strange old fight. But there you go, it's got to be mid upper 20s at least, I don't know, but say a little bit different, a bit of afternoon excitement. There we go, on 2 tiger nuts this one was actually, over in the far margin. Whew. But it's been quiet today, so you know, it's a bit of excitement anyway. So there we go. But decent size, like I say, it's got to be upper 20, but they're quite fragile grass carp, so I'm going to get him straight back and get the rod back out. Well, it's the last morning, and I've just had a nice fish, 26 pounds, so it could well be the last one, because we've got to pack up and go soon. But it's been a fantastic trip. Had fish every day, had some good ones, had that fantastic 55 pound common, which was a real surprise. But really had good fish every day, all different sorts. We've had ghosties, kois, big mirrors, big commons. And we've got a nice common to finish up with, like I say. This one, which was 26 pound. We've still got time. I mean, there may be a few more fish to come yet, but if this is the last one, it doesn't matter too much, because, like I say, we've had fish every day, and they've all been crackers. But it's a fantastic lake here, Paradise Lake. I've really enjoyed my time here, and well, I'll certainly come back one day, because, you know, I'm impressed with the whole setup here. And yeah, many thanks to Attila and Nikki for looking after me so well, because everyone's been so nice here. It's a fantastic place, and they're lovely people. So yeah, no, it's certainly worth coming to. I'm pleased I came, and like I say, I look forward to coming back next time. But for now, that's it. So see you next time.